My name is Jimmy McAteer. I'm 21 years old and I'm a film photographer from New Jersey.
No, I didn't even wanna run. Just went around the block to the something done. You're ready to the
I'm primarily a portrait photographer and I really enjoy shooting people because I like honing in on and emphasizing their individual characteristics. And I think that's really important to show people as they are. There's ways in which you can have them pose or have them look a certain way, but I think the key is always staying true to the people. When it comes to shooting with a model, the first stage in the process I feel like is meeting up with them and deciding what we want to do. Obviously that comes down a lot to the styling we're going to go for and the type of vibe or aesthetic we're trying to match. And from that point on, we kind of build our outfits with one another. When we're shooting at the location, there tends to be a little bit of a plan, but most of the time we kind of stray off that plan. It's like we get to the location, we'll check out, see if there's any cool shadows, see if there's any cool locations. There always is that plan that you enter with, but once you get to the location, it's like you kind of just start rolling with what feels right. And I feel like that's really important because that's what makes the process of film photography so organic, is being able to enter a location with a plan, but knowing that it's okay to stray from that plan if it's going to create the best product. We are in the center of Central Park with many and many people around us. Feeling good, I'm loving this light. Portrait's going to do me well today, and we got a beautiful model. That spot right there, that's our spot. And then I'm gonna switch to the 45, get some wider angles. I'm thinking if I place her in the bottom of the frame and get a wide angle of all of these beautiful colors, I think that's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna have you come out towards me more. I'm gonna be shooting from low up once again, so I'll tell you, turn your face this way a little bit, yeah, and then look at me. 1, 2, and 3. Actually, no, yeah, you can bring it up to your shoulder more this time. Yeah, that's beautiful right there. 1, 2, 3. We are moving locations because there's no sun anymore, as you can tell. So let's get to another tree. Maybe you can lean like this. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. 1, 2, and 3. Let me do one more. 2, and... So we are out in Central Park right now and we have spotted some beautiful light falling on her right now. And I think we're just gonna have Bo copy her exact pose. Laying 2, we're doing it. Let's do it. All right. Yeah, that's perfect right there. All right, hold that. 1, 2, and 3. It's really difficult to pinpoint what necessarily inspires me as a photographer, as a creative. When I look through, I have a mood board where I place a lot of things that I like or are visually pleasing to me or evoke like a nice feeling. And there's paintings in there, there's ads that could be new or old, there's portraits, there's still life, there's a lot of things. I feel like a lot of people have a particular style that they gravitate towards, and with me, maybe it's just because I haven't been in photography for all too long, but it's anything that like catches my eye and makes me feel good about it, you know what I mean? I think I'm definitely inspired by the medium itself, but when it comes down to it, like I am inspired by other photographers and other lines of work, but I don't have necessarily a favorite or a certain style that I really lean towards. Because what I like doing is when I see certain patterns evolving like in my mood boards or in things that I like, I kind of try to chase that. I'm looking for shadows that only come up 15 minutes a day. I'm looking for particular poses within those shadows that are unorthodox in a way, or just ways in which a person or a thing can interact with something else in a way that's not standard. Like I don't want to be standard, I don't want my work to be standard, and I don't want the shots that I'm giving back to models to look just like other pictures that have been taken. There's ways in which my portraiture is obviously, there's only so many ways you can take a photo of a face. There's only so many angles you can tilt. There's only so many places you can put a hand. And it's kind of hard to differentiate yourself in that way. But when it comes down to environmental portraits, which is what I like the most. I think it comes down to finding the uncommon. This is our final spot for today. A lot of the stuff we captured, just a lot of trees with really nicely colored leaves, but we see this one hanging down right here, giving a nice slope. I think I'm gonna use the 45, try to get some distortion, have her in front, and create some cool photos. Come out towards me a little bit more. Perfect, and same pose like how you were just doing it. And I'm gonna have you reach down to the lens with this hand, just like reach out to me like that. And bring it across your waist here, and yeah, perfect. 2 and 3. All right, perfect, just hold that right there. 1, 2, and 3. We have one more shot left, and we gotta make it a banger. Can you come and stand in the middle? Yeah, that's super pretty. Actually, can you look at me? Gotta get lower. In 3, 2, and 1. Although I'm always out shooting portraits and shooting people, I feel like sometimes I just need to step out of that comfort zone and kind of go in a different direction. And that's where I end up in certain parts of New Jersey, taking photos of cars, or going on a short trip and taking some panoramic photos of landscapes. I just feel like if you were flipping through an old photo book that someone took on a trip, if there was a photo book that you found in like your grandma's like attic and it was called The Trip Down the Jersey Shore or something like that, like I like those photos to be something you would flip open and think you'd see there. I don't know what about the old school vibe or the timeless feel that's so appealing to me, but when I'm not taking portraits or taking photos of people, I feel like what I'm doing is capturing something that would be found in like an old photo book or something. So right now I'm shooting on a Pentax 645. It's a medium format camera, and being that it's 645, it has 15 shots out of a single 120 roll. With that camera, I would definitely say that it's pretty fast paced. Like you can slow down the process, but the Pentax 645 is a auto winding camera, and it's really self-explanatory and super easy to use. Shooting film has definitely changed my process a lot as a photographer. I feel like I've slowed down a lot, and I'm really taking into account all the variables and all the factors that make a photo great or make a photo bad, either way. And I think that really comes into play when you think about the fact that I'm mainly a medium format photographer, so I have 15 opportunities or 15 shots to make a photo as best as it can be, and obviously since it's portraiture, to make someone as comfortable or make someone look their best within that outfit, within that space, just their pose, their angles and stuff like that. When I was shooting a lot of digital, I noticed that I would be sitting numerous hours at the computer, working in Lightroom, trying to make the photo produce a certain feeling. And I noticed that when I started shooting film, it was that feeling, that look was basically given by the particular film stock, depending if it was like what ISO or what it's good for. Obviously portrait renders skin tones really well, so it's like really great for portraits. And I noticed that when I get these film photos back, I'm not doing as much editing. It's very minimal touch-ups, and maybe I'll just darken the blacks a little bit, make it like a little bit cleaner in that way. But other than that, the editing takes a lot less time, and I feel like just that in itself shows that film allows photography to be a lot more natural than digital has made it. And it's kind of sad because digital seems to be reigning supreme right now, but I feel like film is definitely still alive and it's on the comeback for sure. One photograph that definitely stands out to me is this shot I took of my friend Shannon from school in a diner in New Jersey. And I used Cinestill 800T for that photo. And there's just something about it. It's like, I really love the vintage, I love the retro, I love the neon lights and everything. Kind of how I talked about before, how styling and outfit choices really can push a photo forward. It looked like I just walked in and she was sitting there and I just captured it. And I think that's the cool thing about it, is that it looks like I walked into it.